We're up and running then in match week 9. So much still to look forward to across the weekend in the Premier League. 5 games on Saturday. It's top v bottom at Stamford Bridge between Chelsea and winless Norwich. Graham Jones' first game in temporary charge of Newcastle is away to Crystal Palace. Everton host Watford. Leeds take on Wolves. Southampton face a winless Burnley before fourth place Brighton take on Manchester City in third. 3 more games on Sunday. Brentford, Leicester, West Ham against Spurs before that blockbuster fixture at Old Trafford as Manchester United take on Liverpool. And so after their win this evening, Arsenal move into the top half of the table. They're up to 9th, one of 4 teams on 14 points, along with Manchester United, West Ham and Everton, but with the Gunners, of course, having played that 1 game more. Villa stay in 13th, 10 points from 9 games now, having lost 3 in a row in the Premier League for the first time in 15 months. It was one of the more welcome goals we've seen from an Arsenal player this season, and you could hear that from the way it was celebrated by the fans at the Emirates.
Yeah, and you could see how disappointed they were when he hit the post just a couple of minutes earlier. But yeah, he's somebody that, you know, Darren was talking that he's shooting for some crazy places, so he's desperate to get his goal. So I'm quite pleased. I'm quite pleased that he finally got it, and I would like to see him getting more goals because Arsenal are going to need more goals from the midfield. And we're seeing, like we're seeing with Emile Smith-Rowe, we're seeing with Saka, there's going to need to be more goals than just a dependency on Aubameyang. And he's done well there. Like I say, John McGinn, he kind of almost gets in the way. He doesn't do anything. He gets in Tyrone Mings' way. I think it's his man because I think Tyrone Mings was having a go at him not long after that because he didn't pick him up again for another corner. So, you know, it was his day tonight. It was his day.
Yeah, even Mikel Arteta's reaction says it all, doesn't it, Darren?
It does, yeah, because as you said, we've seen him try to shoot from 35 yards and it just go nowhere near the goal. But I think someone of his stature and someone of his physique, he could be getting more goals, and certainly from set plays because he's a threat. You saw there him getting his head. He hit the post just before he scored the goal. Gets up early. It was a nice kind of off his shoulder into the corner. But yeah, I mean, he was a full package tonight. Of course, at the end he made a slight mistake, but on the offensive, yeah he could be a real danger.
Well, that was the least Arsenal deserved after a thoroughly dominant first-half performance. And they got their second in first-half injury time from the penalty spot. What do we think about the actual incident itself? Matt Target on Alexandre Lacazette.
Well, it was. I thought he came through him. It was one of those that, you know, you would have to have a look at it. And when you look at it, you'd have to say, like Darren said earlier, and he should have got up earlier and just got on with it. He looked like he had the ump. And then, bam, he's gone through the back of his leg. He's caught him. So it can be given. And, you know, it's a tackle from behind. You know, they'll say that, oh, he got the ball up, but he's caught his leg first.
It's 100% a penalty for me. I mean, as you say it there, he's obviously gone over for the first initial challenge. He's got the hump. He's not got up quick enough. I mean, he just reacted, not kicked out, but he just not reacted in the right way. And as you can quite clearly see there, Lacazette's foot is planted. He's got the ball and he's kicked through his calf to get the ball. So it's a penalty.
Yeah. Mind you, when we saw it at the time, you did say, Ian, if it wasn't given, you wouldn't have perhaps argued that.
Yeah, it's one of those, yeah, but like I say, you never... When you see one like that, it feels for what it is. It doesn't seem like he's upended him, really. It's kind of caught him a little bit at the back. If he didn't get that, I would think, well, that's fine, I'd take that as well.
All right, let's get the thoughts of Chris Foy, a former Premier League referee in the match centre. Good to see you, Chris. Was it clear and obvious, that decision for you?
I think so. I called it in real time. I thought it was a penalty, and the lads are right. Yeah, he comes through the back of him, doesn't he? And he makes contact with the man before he makes contact with the ball. It's a penalty. I mean, Michael Oliver's the VAR tonight, very experienced referee, looked at that, felt as though it was a clear and obvious error. And in my opinion, it's the right decision. It was correctly overturned, and a penalty is the correct outcome.
Chris, now this is where we could go down a dark hole, because 47 minutes was played in that first half after 2 minutes of injury time. You can see the time up there. We're getting close to 47 mark here. The incident happens there. Craig Pawson momentarily allows the game to continue. Now, this is at his discretion, I'm assuming. Should half-time have been blown at this point?
Well, referee acts as timekeeper, and when the board goes up on this occasion for 2 minutes, it's a minimum of. And at this present moment in time, Michael Oliver's checking the penalty, so play is continuing, which is quite right and proper. And then once he's happy that he's seen the evidence in front of him, he'll get the referee to stop the game, which he does. And Craig Pawson then blows the whistle shortly here now, I think it is. And he goes over to the referee review area to look at the penalty kick.
Because we're now well into the 48th minute at this point.
And this
there he blows for half-time.
Yeah, he
But
does.
that's not for half-time, is it? That's just for him to go and look at his pitch-side monitor.
Yeah, that was where the confusion was, Manish.
Yeah.
He hadn't blown the whistle for half-time, and as I said, when the board goes up for 2 minutes, it's a minimum of. So he is the timekeeper, the referee, and he's quite right in doing what he did there.
So, when the penalty is then taken by Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, is there an argument to be had that Craig Pawson should have blown his whistle there at the save of the penalty?
No, what it is in this situation, and it's hypothetical, is when the game's extended, i.e. the half-time or full-time whistle has gone, that's when you get your penalty kick, but you just get your penalty kick. If the goalkeeper had saved it and it would have gone back to Aubameyang, that wouldn't have been allowed.
Yeah?
So I'm confused with that, Chris. So
There might be a few of us like this.
yeah. So what would have happened there, Chris?
OK, righty, what it is, if the whistle's gone for full-time, half-time or full-time, and we've got the penalty, and we had one of these last year, I think it was at Brighton against Man United, so they're doing a VAR check, the referee blows the final whistle, the players stay on the field, you get your penalty, but if the goalkeeper saves it and you play it again, that doesn't count. You only get one kick at goal.
Wow. I'm just thinking that a penalty should be a penalty, so you should be able to get the rebound. It shouldn't be just like one kick and then that's it. It's almost like even more pressure on the penalty taker for not getting a rebound. Like that could happen.
You want retakes in penalty shootouts as well.
No, I'm talking about the goal, like Martinez saving that and then Aubameyang getting the rebound and putting it in. So would that not have been allowed?
No.
See, that don't make sense to me.
So effectively, it's the last kick of the game, the half then. So basically,
That is the last phase.
So if he'd blown for half time,
Yeah.
and he said, right, he's giving the award the penalty, there was no point in any of the players standing around. Might as well have gone and stood on the halfway line.
They might as well have gone down the tunnel.
Gone down the tunnel, yeah.
Just them two take it.
They've got to stay on the pitch, Benty. They can't go down the
It just seems to me like a penalty situation should be a penalty situation. So if he saves it and you get the rebound, it should still be a goal. Why are they confusing that issue? Can't understand it.
We don't
I'm confused.
we don't see it very often, that's for sure.
That's maybe, yeah.
Do you know, I told you we'd go down a dark hole.
Yeah,
That's exactly
we've gone.
what we're doing.
Yeah, let's get out.
OK, Chris, thanks very much indeed.
Cheers, Chris.
For trying to clear that up, at least in the eyes of these two. As for 3-0 for Arsenal, this was Arsenal at their best, wasn't it? The team goal.
Well, again, and, you know, getting back in a position where you can intercept. Like I say, Villa didn't play great, but this is very similar to the Tottenham goal, what they scored.
Yeah.
But, like, again, Arsenal weren't doing this against Palace the other day. People weren't getting back in positions where they could then, turn it into attack. And this is the problem. You look at Mings. For me, Darren, he has to come across.
Yeah.
You know, he's got his, I think his Konsa coming back with Aubameyang. He's got him. You've got to stop that because I think you've got McGinn coming into his right foot. So he's going to stop that side. He's got to come across and stop Emile Smith-Rowe for me. He's not done anything there, Darren.
Exactly what I was about to say, right. He doesn't really do anything. He's pointing to Konza to make sure he goes with the runner, but that's not the danger.
No.
The danger is Smith-Rowe with the ball at his feet, bearing down at his goal. So he needs to kind of bust the gut to get across. And even if he shows him down the line, so he can only shoot with his left foot because he's got McGinn, coming on the inside.
Yeah.
But right there, he kind of is in between. It kind of makes up Smith-Rowe's mind for him.
And the fact that you said he didn't bust the gut to get there, did that play a part in getting the deflection for the goal, I suppose?
Yeah, because he doesn't get there quick enough. Like we've seen it before from Aston Villa's from perspective, but certainly in that scenario where the danger Smith-Rowe. Don't worry about what's going on inside of you. It's you and him. If he gets across early, he's got McGinn coming up. He might even be able to hold him up. McGinn gets back, makes a tackle. But the fact that he kind of does neither, that allows Smith-Rowe to carry the ball, make his mind up for him, and you get punished.
How important was the timing of that goal for Arsenal, considering Villa were much better in the second half?
They were better, and you knew they were going to get better. But, like, I think you always say when it's 2-0, the next goal is vitally important. And you saw that because Arsenal got that goal. But then when Villa got their goal, they did have some chances. So it's a situation where, you know, if they don't get that goal, it could have been totally different in the way that Arsenal reacted because we're talking about a team that are still very fragile in their confidence and trying to finish games off. We saw that with Palace and to the point where they nearly lost it. And in this game, that third goal just gave them just enough breathing space to just finish that game off.
Mikel, well done. What pleased you the most about that outstanding display?
The way we started the game, the way we continue the game, the approach that we had to hurt them, to attack them, to be really aggressive. We won every duel. We were creative, we were a threat. I'm proud of the team today. I think they played really well.
What was the game plan? Because right from the first whistle, as you say, you didn't let them play, and there was a real tenacity about your play.
It was, and this is the way we have to play, and this is when we are good. When we play with real desire and commitment, when we had the clear ideas on how we had to attack them and how we could hurt them, and believe that they can do it, and for longer periods as well.
What about the amount of shots and chances you created tonight? A lot's been said about your lack of goals this season. Was that something in your mind tonight to try and get more opportunities?
It's all related. Our process in the build-up was good, so we are closer together as a team. We can travel with the ball better. We are in the final third. Our decision-making was good. The way we manage every regain of the ball was really good, and that allows you to progress better. And we have good players after to make the right decisions.
Before the penalty, was the only concern was you only had one goal because you were so on top?
Yes, that was the worry. I think that goal was really helpful because we deserved many more and probably killed the game, and we didn't do it. And they are a really good side. They are a real threat. You know, the moment they had a little bit of the ball in your half, they can cause you problems. And yeah, that was the only worry in the first half.
You've got the youngest average age in the league, but again, some of the youngsters tonight put in really mature performances.
Yes, and this is what you get. They can get to that level, and they need the consistency to do that. That comes with games, with maturity, but as well making them understand that it is now. It's not in 6 months, in a year, in 2 years. It has to happen now, and they show that they can do it tonight.
The opportunities grasped by Lokonga, for instance, and Tavares on his full Premier League debut.
Yeah, it was really impressive. What those two they did, especially Nuno, is the first star in the Premier League to play with the courage, with the physicality, with the quality that he did today. It's credit to the boy.
What does it do to belief and confidence to put in a performance so dominating like that?
That they can do it and analyze it. We review the game against Palace, how we started and why these things happen after not to be consistent in the game, and we put it right today.
Were you slightly surprised about the penalty decision that the referee didn't give it on the pitch?
I don't know, probably it's quick action, but this is why VAR is good. The referee cannot see it, it's tight, and the VAR overturned it, not like against Palace.
6 unbeaten now. Can you feel a little bit of momentum?
Yes, there is, but there is much more to do. Now we are looking forward now on Tuesday to play Leeds and go again.
Well done tonight.
Thank you.
Amazing, isn't it, when you're a manager of such a big club as Arsenal? You're up there 1 minute, down there the next. Was that up there in terms of their performance against Spurs for you?
Yeah, especially like the first 45 minutes against Spurs was outstanding. Yeah. And the problem I think Arsenal have had is the consistency of a performance like that, with that high energy. Yes, you know, Arsenal have got the youngest longest squad in the league, and there's gonna be inconsistency with that. But at the same time, they have got enough experience in the team and enough quality players where they can perform like this, and that is in getting into your system, working hard to win the ball back, and then releasing the players with pace, the players that can score goals, the creative players. That's what they've done today. You know, I thought Lacazette and the way Lacazette was today was brilliant, because he is somebody who, where he's picked up his place there, is perfect. You know, so when he goes in there, bam, and that's where Arsenal need to do it, because what they've done against Palace is that they dropped off, and then Palace got comfortable in the game, and they couldn't afford to let Villa do the same, because if they'd done that, then all of a sudden, you know, Villa might do what Palace did to them. You see again here. This was, for me, I can't understand. I thought that this was very soft. You know, Lacazette, I don't think he's fouled him if you see that properly. And I thought that could have been a goal.
Should have stood.
Absolutely should have. Good position by Emile Smith-Rowe. And this is what I'm talking about. Now, Arsenal are into him. Villa, we've got players, we've got runners now going at them. And this is, like I say, what didn't happen against Palace. And I think that Saka should score there.
I'm not even sure Saka can go back on his left.
Yeah,
he's got him with his left, but you're right. I mean, Arsenal put him out of possession.
You
really
look at Villa here as well, Darren. There's not enough for Matty Cash there, and then Arsenal are gone. Oof. And that is what you want, and that is what the consistency and the kind of tempo that Arsenal need to have in all games. They're going to come up against teams that are going to cause them problems, but this kind of energy will cause teams a lot of problems.
And Darren, this is what we know Arsenal are capable of doing, but we find ourselves having to reassess doing it.
Well, they can, but I think the big difference is going to be is can they press like that against the top teams? Because teams like Manchester City, teams like Chelsea, they've got players that can handle that kind of press, and they'll be able to pass it round. And at times they might have to be a bit more reserved and can't go all guns blazing. But today, certainly, Aston Villa got the ball, and from the very first minute, they get the ball, they're trying to play out, Arsenal bang in their faces to the point where they just couldn't do it anymore. Even though they kept trying to do it, they kept getting caught in possession, Arsenal kept punishing them, and in the end it could have been more than that. If they picked the right option, it could have been more than 3.
The thing what they're going to have to do against the better teams, Manish, is, like I saw them against Chelsea, saw them against City, they were very passive. What they've got to do is they've got to play in a counter-attacking game.
Yeah.
They've got to try and let them come on, see if you can pinch the ball off of those teams, and then let that team know we're going to counter-attack you and we're going to be clinical doing it. That is what they're going to have to do against the better teams.
Have they got the bravery to do that, though?
Well, I hope so, because that's the only way they're going to beat those top teams, because they're not going to outplay them.
Yeah.
Because those teams will outplay Arsenal. It's going to have to be from a counter-attacking perspective.